Hello, everybody, and everybody else. My name is ScrypKat, and this is ScrypKat Says. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Today, I'd like to discuss Histrionic Personality Disorder, or HPD. HPD is one of the cluster B personality disorders, which includes antisocial, narcissistic, and borderline personality disorders. These disorders have quite a bit of overlap, primarily in the area of narcissism, so much so that in recent years there has been discussion of removing HPD from the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, altogether. The reason for this removal has to do with its history. In ancient times, people saw the symptoms of HPD mostly in women. Therefore, they concluded that since only women have a uterus, they believed that the uterus could come loose and float about the body, causing the symptoms seen. Thus, the condition was called hysteria, from the Greek for womb, hysterical personality, and finally, histrionic personality disorder. Have no fear, men can suffer from this disorder as well, and therefore its naming is seen as a bit sexist. So what exactly is HPD? Let's check out this short for a bit of introductory information.
Here are some notes on histrionic personality disorder. First, here's a word cloud that shows some of the words most commonly associated with histrionic personality disorder. You can see some of the big ones are suggestible, dramatic, emotional, attention-seeking, entertaining, gullible, self-centered, impulsive. It's worth noting with all of these personality disorders that you don't want to stereotype patients into a bubble or into a set, fixed description of their personality based on these word clouds, but they do help you study these disorders. Histrionic personality disorder typically involves patients that have a pattern of excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behavior since early adulthood. These patients are often inappropriate, sexually seductive, or provocative, and they often use their appearance to draw attention. They might be shallow, be shifting, have dramatic emotions. They can be impressionistic or vague in their speech, and they can be suggestible, easily influenced to do things, and they oftentimes consider relationships more intimate than they really are.
Oh my, that was quick. A person with histrionic personality disorder may feel underappreciated or depressed when they are not the center of attention, have rapidly shifting and shallow emotions, be dramatic and extremely emotionally expressive, even to the point of embarrassing friends and family in public, have a larger-than-life presence, be persistently charming and flirtatious, be overly concerned with their physical appearance, use their physical appearance to draw attention to themselves by wearing bright-colored or revealing clothing, act inappropriately sexual with most of the people they meet, even when they're not sexually attracted to them, speak dramatically and express strong opinions but with few facts or details to support their opinions, be gullible and easily influenced by others, especially by the people they admire, think that their relationships with others are closer than they usually are, have difficulty maintaining relationships, often seeming fake or shallow in their interactions with others. They need instant gratification and become bored or frustrated very easily, and they constantly seek reassurance or approval. The person who suffers with HPD usually has something of a troubled childhood, possibly involving some sort of trauma, real or perceived, not so much as to cause dissociation, but enough to affect their lives. This might include neglect or abandonment issues. The symptoms usually manifest in late puberty or early adulthood. So what does all this mean for you and me in our daily lives? These are the mothers who wear fancy white dresses to their daughter's wedding, or loudly express their own pain at the bedside of a dying relative to the embarrassment of everyone in the room, including the dying person. This is the sibling who steals your boyfriend or girlfriend only to drop them soon after. You'll recognize them by their one-upmanship as well. If you're discussing a medical issue you might be dealing with, they will either have that exact same issue or they know someone who does, and theirs is always worse. As with narcissists, lying comes easily to these folks. Your father is suffering from end-stage COPD? Their mother is dying of AIDS. Your sister is afraid her husband is seeing another woman. Their spouse is an abuser and has put them in the hospital 3 times in the last year. Further inquiry will reveal that mom is indeed in great physical health and their spouse has never laid a hand on them. How to protect yourself from a person who suffers HPD. First, never give them any personal information. They may collect tidbits of information and store them up for use later. Blackmail, whether financial, social, or emotional, is definitely in their wheelhouse, as is grifting or conning people out of money. Never give them anything they can use against you later. As for treatment, naturally, a trained and licensed therapist should be sought out for talk therapy as well as the possible use of mood stabilizers or antidepressants. Drug or alcohol addiction must be addressed if present. Other addictions as well can complicate treatment, such as gambling or excessive use of the internet and social media platforms. The latter appears to be developing into a more common problem of late. I hope this video gives you at least an overview of histrionic personality disorder. If you recognize yourself or someone you know from this discussion, please seek professional help. Even if the affected person refuses to see a therapist, their guidance can help you cope with this type of individual, especially if they are a loved one. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.